What's up? Welcome to the Virzi Triplets show. This week, we have the host from Late From Work at the Hollywood Improv every single week, Mateen Stewart, everybody.
Yeah. What's up, everybody?
And stand-up comedian.
Yeah, I am a stand-up comedian.
Yeah,
but you know, some people don't realize that. They were like, are you hosting or are you doing stand-up? I'm like, hosting is comedy. People don't understand that.
Yeah, hosting is a very underappreciated part of stand-up.
It is, and a lot of times people think that anyone can do it. Like I remember they would put like a person that hasn't done stand-up that long as the host because they can do tough. It's really hard. Yeah. I think I do it really well, though.
You got to be, you kind of have to be a martyr for the rest of the show.
You do, and you have to pay attention, and you have to fix the room if someone bombs, and
and you need a particular type of comic to where it's like when people are getting settled in, where they're not fazed by that, where they're looking at the menu and everything. It's like they're not paying full attention, and some people are, some people aren't. It's like you have to just keep rolling with it.
I took that personal when I first started doing comedy, and you do a bar show, and then people aren't listening. And a comic told me once, she was like, only perform for the people that's listening. If you worry about just performing for the people that's listening, then everything else doesn't matter. And yeah. Jesus Christ. Yes, she.
Oh.
She.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, no, it's definitely, comedy is definitely, but if you can make those two or three people that are actually listening laugh, it's much easier to make, 20.
Now, do you host with two other people like we do?
No, I do not. It's just me. I have hosted a show with another comic.
How was that?
It was cool. We have really good chemistry. Me and Martin Morrow.
Oh yes.
Yeah. We hosted a show. We don't do that show at that venue anymore. But I won't get into that. But not because of anything with Martin. It's mostly the venue that we were working with. But I
feel like every venue in Los Angeles has gone through there. Like, oh, let's do a comedy show thing, and then they phase out the comedy show. Like every venue out here,
or new ownership.
Well, that venue was actually a comedy club. But
it sounds like it was your guys' fault then.
No, it was not our fault. We stopped because they kind of screwed us out of some money.
A comedy club doing that?
Yeah. I know it's never been done before. I think
do that.
we were the first people that ever happened to.
Yeah, we've had a couple of those experiences. Like, okay, it's if you can just make your money digitally, it's way better.
That's the way to do it.
But performing is always fun. By the way, you have a fanny pack.
Yeah, it's a fanny pack.
You're a fanny pack guy?
I am a fanny pack guy, but I don't wear it around my waist. I wear it like a satchel, I guess.
Like across the...
Yeah, across the... Or I just carry it. For me, it helps me not lose things. And also when I perform, I always hated to see comics that had shit in their pockets.
Yep.
Like their keys or their cell phone. So I don't like that. So I just got a bag and... I just keep everything in there.
Now, do you think there's a difference between, do you think it's a cultural thing that you wear your fanny pack like a satchel? Because white people only around the waist.
No, I see some people that wear it that way. I mean, I don't know a lot of people that wear the fanny pack. It's an old school thing. It's coming back, though.
It is coming back, yeah. I was going to say, I've seen a couple. I bought a over-the-shoulder whatever bag.
Satchel.
Satchel.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought that from Fashion Nova.
Yeah.
Because I had the same problem where I'm like, we're like short, stubby guys, so our legs are very thick. So like when we wear our jeans, the phone just like bulges out. So I'm like, this looks goofy as fuck.
Especially if we wear like tight jeans.
Yeah.
And I do front wallet too. So I got my phone and front wallet and keys. So it's like you could like it's like I'm going through an X-ray scanner.
Yeah,
you already know what I got.
You can read your license.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much. It saved me from losing things, like losing my wallet, because I know everything is in there. The only drawback is if you lose that, then you lose everything. But it's easier to keep up with.
Somebody lost their phone this weekend.
Yeah, I did. I lost my phone. I got 2 of my credit cards stolen. I got my cash stolen. Not a good weekend in terms of I got very drunk. Got robbed at a bar in Scottsdale. Shout out to Scottsdale.
Did someone physically rob you?
No.
You were drunk and they took your shit.
So I typically have. I was with the best. We were going for a wedding. I was with the best man at the wedding.
Okay.
And I typically leave like I put my stuff on like this. I put my phone on the table.
Okay.
Nonchalantly, and it just got swiped. Apparently, it's a thing out there like that happens all the time.
People steal phones.
It didn't just get swiped, by the way. He was blacked out.
Okay.
Sure, that also happened.
Yeah.
And by the way, when Mitchell blacks out, it's not like a functioning. It's he looks like he's sneezing
It's comatose.
Yeah, you're like blacked out.
We call it, Mitchell gets lizard eyes when he'll start blinking like this, where he goes like that.
Yeah.
So you can tell he's going down. Like it's a very obvious.
He's an easy target for anybody looking for a new phone.
Yeah. So have this happened to you before when you lost your phone?
No, never.
I feel like it's happened to me where I've blacked out and I've woken up like that's the first thing I check for my phone and my wallet. Actually, I think for my 30th birthday, I got drunk and I was staying at my friend's apartment and he was hooking up with some girl, so I couldn't get into his apartment because he wasn't answering, and I ended up sleeping on the streets. And I woke up on the streets. That's
exactly what happened to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go through the full story real quick. So
all right, let's do it. Let's
eventually,
hear it.
So the best man, he gets an Uber home.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "You got?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get my own Uber." That's when I realized on my phone's gone. My money's gone. He leaves, so I'm like screwed. So I just pretty much wander the streets. I end up finding a diner at like 5 a.m. I eat a breakfast burrito, fall asleep on the bar. They like wake me up.
You gotta go.
They kick me out. I try to the one waitress did let me use her phone because I was like, I just need to call my brother or whatever.
Yeah.
It was like 6 a.m., so he's sleeping, of course.
Mind you, he's in a suit this whole time.
Yeah, I'm in a suit because we had the rehearsal dinner the night before.
Right.
I'm a groomsman in this wedding, by the way.
Is the wedding the next day?
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow.
It is 12 hours from less than 12 hours from when he.
Okay.
And
Well, it's not in the morning.
Yeah, 7 in the morning now.
No, but I mean the wedding's not in the morning.
Oh, he's got
but the
pictures
photos were at 11:30.
Okay.
Yeah. So, whatever. I get kicked out of this diner, 7 o'clock. I'm just like walking randomly. After 15 minutes, I end up finding a hotel that has like a whole valet. I tell the guy my situation. I'm like, yo, I lost my wallet. Or I have my wallet, lost my cash, lost my cards. My phone's gone. Is there any way you could have one of your guys drive me to where my place is at? They're like, sure.
That's a big ass.
It was a big ass.
That is a huge ass.
I have to Venmo the dude because he hooked it up big time.
Okay.
And I knew the turn street onto the Airbnb, but I didn't know the Airbnb street's name.
Okay.
So like,
you're not even at a hotel where you could be like,
no,
I'm at this hotel.
No, we don't like staying in hotels for multiple days just because we have to. Two of us will have to share a bed.
Okay. Yeah.
And then it's also Sean has started snoring out of nowhere because he's fatter.
That's true.
But it's you can't sleep.
Well, it's around the same price, and we get our own rooms.
Yeah, well, that's perfect. But at least it's harder to find, though.
It is.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, usually I text him the address, I sent everything to him. I sent it all to his phone. I'm like, this is where it's going to be.
You're a responsible one.
I don't drink, so I'm always the
you're
one that
always
deals
the
with
responsible
him.
one.
And I was like, hey, come with me, and he's like, I'm going to go downtown instead. I'm like, all right, well, there you go.
Yeah. So anyways, they end up like driving around. He's like, I got to go back. I'm like, okay. So he dropped me off at they were going to get IVs. All the grooms were going to get IVs.
Okay.
It'd be 12 shots. So I'm like, just drop me off there. I'll meet them when they're done. This is at 8 a.m. now.
Okay.
I'm sitting outside the CVS. I was right next door to the IV bar. The mother of the bride
sees you.
Pulls up in her car. She's like, you're one of the triplets. I'm like, yep. She's like, do you need a ride? I'm like, yep.
Oh, wow.
I explained what happened. She was getting medication for her daughter, the bride, who got food poisoning and had been shitting and throwing up all morning.
Yeah, I did a wedding where that happened. The girl had food poisoning and she was shitting. And like a bride is different than a groom because like if you shit in a wedding dress, no one will ever let you live that.
Oh
down.
no.
You won't get married. You'll be like, I can't do it.
Yeah. Well, and
That's
everybody
a good sign to not.
Yeah,
let
like
it happen.
and everybody was talking about the fact that she had food poisoning at the wedding.
Okay. So,
And also the fact that I wandered the streets.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so the mom of the bride gets me back. I'm like, hey, drop me off at the groom's room because that's my buddy.
mm-hmm.
I bang on his door at like 8:15. I'm like, yo, I fucked up. And he's just laughing in my face. He's like, all right, we go get Bloody Marys. So I just continue drinking.
Yeah, hair of the dog, man.
Yeah, hair of the dog.
Yeah.
Then I actually get an IV because he's like, we need you to like, spruce up.
What's an IV?
So an IV, like the IV is like.
So what's in it? What's in it?
It's like salinated water.
Okay.
It's supposed to rehydrate your body.
So it's a real like IV that you get at the hospital.
Yeah.
So it's not like B12 or anything.
they
They can add that stuff
Okay,
into
all
it.
right, okay.
Yeah. So then from there, he messaged my brother. He says, hey, I have your brother. We need to get a suit.
At this point, were you guys worried about him at any point?
No, I woke up to all this.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
so you didn't know. Okay.
Well, we didn't
I
have anywhere to be, so I was like, I slept in. It was like 9:30.
So you didn't go out?
No, I went out.
But
till
you went
about
home at
12:30.
Okay.
Then go to the after bar.
And
okay.
we weren't groomsmen. He was the only groomsman.
Oh, so it's your
roommate.
friend.
Yeah.
It's your college
We're all
roommate.
friends, but I was a college roommate.
Yeah, okay. So you're not
we are in no time schedule.
He
has
has
to be,
work to do because he's in the wedding.
He has to be there at
Yes.
12 to
Yeah.
get ready and take pictures at 1.
Yeah. People in wedding, they just make people have to do shit.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, I feel like I fucked up pretty
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
So
Anyways.
we had to go. Well, we just woke up to a bunch of random calls and numbers. And like,
Okay.
who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then, eventually we meet up with him to drop off.
So you
his
know their
tux.
numbers by heart.
Yeah,
apparently.
yeah.
Is it like one number off from your number?
No.
Theirs
Okay.
are closer than mine. Theirs are like.
I know all my
couple
family.
numbers off. My favorite.
Okay.
My favorite was I got the message. This is from the bride of the mother of the bride. All I get a text message that just says, "Yo, fucking answer."
So you don't know who it is.
And then at 9, that was at 7 in the morning. At 9, she goes, "Sorry, I didn't text that. That was your brother. Just saw your voicemail, but I had to make sure he was safe." And I'm like,
Oh, wow.
"Yeah, no, I realized that probably wasn't you."
Yeah. It's like just fucking answer.
So then, long story short, we were able to get the suits. I used his phone because I had to now call the credit card companies to be like,
Okay.
"Yo, I got my thing stolen."
So was your credit cards and stuff in your phone thing?
No, so they were in my wallet, which I had. I had two of. I ended up having my wallet with me, but 2 of my 4 cards got jacked.
Oh, so that's a sneaky ass
It was
criminal.
weird. It was very. Yeah,
I mean, you could have.
He could have left it
You could
anywhere.
have taken the jacket off of him. And you
Yeah,
would notice.
yeah.
I mean, he was a mess.
Wow.
So then, long story short, we end up I get the fraud. I called the Wells Fargo because whatever he ended up doing a big fraud thing, taking out money, ATMs, doing cash back at Walmart. I don't know how they didn't flag that as suspicious at 3 a.m.
How did they get your PIN number?
I have no
That's
idea.
what we were saying. I think they ran it as credit, but even then, it's like, how do you run it
I
as
have no
credit
idea.
on a debit card?
Yeah.
I don't know. But somebody was Venmoing because they made the transactions public. Somebody was Venmoing themselves money on his
Oh,
account.
wow.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, rent at 3:17 in the morning."
That was only $91.
It wasn't that much. They could have taken
The
a lot
other
more.
ones were much more expensive. So
So they got money out of your account, and you got it all back. Though.
about $2,000. No, they're still working on that.
Okay.
My Amex I got all my money back from the American Express, but
Okay.
cash is gone, and then the Wells Fargo money is like $2,000. That's out the window. Yeah, it's not good.
But they'll give it back. It's
They
okay.
should.
No,
I mean,
they'll give it back.
The fact that they didn't shut the card down immediately after the second ATM withdrawal for the max amount of money, and then
How they get? You must have told them your PIN, bro.
I don't know what happened.
No.
I don't know what happened.
Even he's not that stupid.
I don't know, but
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. When he is like that, he's an absolute moron.
yeah.
But not dumb enough to give out his PIN. I don't even know
How
if he
did
would
they
tell
get
me
their?
his PIN.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, so whatever. I called the Wells Fargo fraud lady. We have a joint account on our Wells Fargo.
That's what I was most upset about is we share a triplet bank account.
Okay.
So they had access
That's
to my
linked to
account.
the card.
They might have had access to their account.
Okay.
So she's like looking at you. She's like, Virzi Triplets. Were you guys on the floor as lava? I'm like, yeah.
Did you guys win that show?
No.
We lost
No.
twice.
Two-time losers.
Two times
okay.
losers. Yeah, only 2 times losers.
But number one in the fans' hearts.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all that
Well, if
matters.
she knows you from that, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you don't know. Hey,
Yeah, exactly.
And eventually he was
Long
running-
story short, end up getting to the photos, do it, fine, whatever. Still drinking this whole time, and then everything's fine till the best man speech, and then it starts getting dark again, and
Then he
start.
blacks out.
it's like
Yes.
it's like night and day. Like
Yeah.
that day came, and then he's like,
Yeah.
night, he's like, I'm
Oh,
back.
He blacked out hard at the wedding. So much. He literally just passed out in his chair. And I was like, I brought him inside. He passed out in the chair. And then the groom and a couple buddies were like, let's throw him in the photo booth. So everybody picks up the chair and carries him into the photo booth.
And you're completely like,
Out. Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, we use him as a prop for 20 minutes in the
my
photo
We'll
booth.
show you all the photos after. There's a ton of photos.
This is
Hold on,
this
I got-
is gonna be hilarious. I do a lot of weddings because I officiate and I DJ weddings, and there's always a guy
I was a guy.
or a girl. A couple times there was the groom. So, dude, you a hot mess,
I don't know
man.
if you, I don't know if you could see that.
Oh man, you got to put up a
you
graphic.
can't.
You got to
I'll
put up a
I'll
graphic.
it
Oh
It's,
my god.
I'll have to make a
We
story.
put it on our story, on the
Yeah,
story.
this,
But
that is hilarious, bro.
yeah, I was that guy. So
Yeah,
So
you
you-
officiate a lot of weddings.
Yeah, you officiate a lot of weddings. What's the worst thing you've seen?
I had to officiate this couple. They were young, and I think they were like 21 maybe. Oof. And the groom got pissy drunk. Like he got blacked out and he pissed himself.
Oh.
And at the end of the night, he was throwing up in the face down, just throwing up in the bathroom. And I was like, ugh, this is not. It's not a good start.
A night to remember.
Yeah, it's a night to remember. I mean, whenever there's an open bar, I feel like people definitely take that as a challenge to be like, let me drink as much as I humanly possibly can.
Yeah.
I've done a couple weddings where the best man got drunk and he gave like a 40-minute speech.
Oh,
yeah, and no one. I was like
40?
Yeah, like 40 minutes.
Someone should have cut him off.
No, I was like I should have cut, and they're like, no, let him go. I'm like, just cut him off. I really can cut him off. Yeah. And it wasn't even entertaining.
I was gonna say
it was just drunk babble. But most of the weddings I do, there's always going to be a few drunk people. I did one wedding recently, and it was a non-alcoholic wedding.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, which I don't know why it was a non-alcoholic wedding.
Mormons.
Yeah, I know they weren't even. I don't know if they were religious or whatever, but there was one guy. Uncle Ted, just call him, and he was in like full Trump regalia. He had on the hat and the shirt, and most people were wearing like suits and desert wear because it was in a desert. And he was drunk. He was drunk and like dancing with everybody, and then he kept wanting to hear "Come and Get Your Love" like 3 times in a row. And I was like, it was so hilarious to me that this guy in this Trump outfit wants to hear "Come Get Your Love" by a Native American band. And I was like, this is comical right now that you want to hear this song by these Indians.
Yeah. and also, like, to get shit-faced. Like, you had to bring in his own alcohol.
He came drunk.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, he came drunk. He came drunk.
You know that he's done this at
Oh, no, he's like the guy. There's like, oh, that's just Uncle Ted. Or
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know his name is Ted. I'm not going to say his name, but weddings are always.
Uncle Ted Nugent.
Yeah, exactly. It was Ted Nugent, everybody. Cat scratch fever.
Well, speaking of regalia, you have a Make Pubes Great Again hat.
Yes, I have a Make Pubes Great Again hat. I am an advocate for pubes. I think that we have come to a place in society where we shame people. Well, women mostly if they have it. I'm a fan. I think it protects you from a lot of things.
Yeah.
And
Bad
also
credit scores.
Yeah. But also I got this hat because I was talking to a friend and I was like, dude, I'm gonna make this hat. So I got drunk. I was drunk and I went on eBay and I ordered a bunch of hats. And I thought I was ordering red. But
God.
they had different colors, and I guess olive green was the first color. And I was like, why is that the first color? Like no one's like, you have to search for olive green. It shouldn't be, red should be the first because it's going to come in red. So I thought I was getting red, but they came in there all olive green. So I was like, oh, fuck. So,
I like the green.
Yeah, I like the green too. Like, so it's a juxtaposition because I had some red hats made. So I had I ran on a platform like Fake Presidency. It was Make Her Come Again. Nice. 2020, Mateen Stewart, Make Her Come Again. And then I had another red hat that said "Make Comedians Funny Again." Yeah. So I would wear these hats, and people would all get excited because they'd be like, oh, "We got one." I'm like, "No. Read what it is."
Read closer.
Or be like, "Did you have a MAGA hat on?" I'm like, "No, I don't have a MAGA hat on."
But that's why I like the green. It's because you know immediately it's not that.
Yeah. But then you look and like, what did that just say?
You know it's familiar enough.
Yeah.
The color throws you off. Yeah. Because you could think maybe, oh, it's a camo MAGA hat. But it's like, pubes. Got it.
It's So I had 10, and I was like, I have to sell these things. So I took them on the road with me when I went to Colorado.
Nice.
And I sold them like instantly.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. People were
I believe
all over it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't even have a joke about it. I just at the end I'm like, well, I bought these things drunk, and I guess I gotta sell them. Yeah. So if you want to buy them, they're $25 a piece. And
That's not bad for a hat.
Yeah, and people were like,
that's great.
Yeah, people were like, oh yeah, I love it. Like, I want. You got any more? And I think I'm gonna have some more because you always. When you travel as a comic, you're always trying to find things to sell. Yeah. And I would always do T-shirts, and I bought you guys T-shirts too, for a joke that I tell. It's should I show the T-shirt?
Sure. Nah.
Not kidding.
I only bought 2 T-shirts.
That's okay.
Yeah, so this is for you all. It says the future is male birth control pills. I got mediums because I figured
Hell
you
yeah,
guys
we
were
are
medium.
mediums.
Okay.
There we go. The future is male birth
Look
control.
at that.
Yeah, and it's me. It's me throwing a baby. So
I feel like that's an unrealistic caricature of you. I feel like that's a little too flattering.
The face is pretty good.
this is me. It's me.
He balls.
Yeah.
We like it. Thank you.
He's just trying to call me fat. That's what he's trying to do.
You're the first to bring us gifts.
I always
so
try to
sweet.
bring gifts, man. That's my thing. I try to bring gifts.
Well, nobody forgets somebody that bring gifts.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Immediately
if you
puts
look
them in
under
the
your
computer.
chair,
I know. What is it?
nothing. Sorry.
Your wallet. No, I'm just.
I will say, pubes are something that people are very opinionated about.
They are.
Now, do you have a limit on, like, are we talking, like, I think we can all agree, landing strip, little, Q triangle on the top, maybe a big Q for QAnon. And
Yeah,
Ted
a big Q.
I don't like any. I don't like pubes.
Yeah,
I like pubes.
I don't know.
I like a bush.
I like. I mean, it just seems like you're an adult.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
Like,
Do you go bald eagle when you
I
shave?
I am an advocate for women not having pubes, but I also do not have them. So I will shave bald eagle no problem because that's what I like in return.
I could not do that because like I have to worry about like ingrown hairs because I have
Yeah.
like really coarse hair. I'm black, so
Yeah.
and then you get an ingrown hair. You're like, oh my god, someone's gonna think I have gonorrhea or what is it, herp? The herp.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, my hair's not coarse. It's thinning, so it's very easy to scrape it off.
See,
I like stubble. I like little
Like a
stubble.
stubble?
down there. Yeah.
I usually do a fade, so like balls and dick are clean shaven, and then just I have like a top.
It's tough, man. I guess they created products for it, manscaping and stuff. But yeah,
I bick it.
you bick it. Oh, I can't bick. I'm not a bick guy. I just get all.
Oh no,
bumpy.
I bick shave for sure
okay,
down
yeah.
there.
Well, the black hair is different. They got like it curls. a
It
little.
curls like I get
Taco meat is what I heard.
taco meat. I guess some guys have taco meat. We're all
Yeah.
different. Depends on where you come from.
Now, in terms of a woman, what do we? In terms of like how much pubic hair? Are we talking like you're a big fan of like a Hagrid's beard down there? or-
No, I don't. I mean, it doesn't. For me, it's whatever she's comfortable with. I mean, you can't. I mean, you don't want to go deep sea diving and be too much moss, but
Kelp forest, yeah.
yeah.
Well, sea urchins.
But I'm never gonna. I was never a guy that was like, oh my god, that woman has pubes. Ugh.
Yeah.
I've never been. But I have friends like that.
See, that's why I'm like, it's weird that like when it comes to sexual things, guys are much. It seems like guys are more high maintenance than women.
I don't know if we're more high maintenance.
Because girls will go down on a smelly dick and suck it and be proud of it, and guys will be like, "Oh, you have some pubic hair down there. Like, I don't know if I can." It's like, come on now, get in there.
Well, we've
Yeah.
also mentioned before, Sean doesn't eat cat. He doesn't eat cooter.
No, you don't eat vagina, man. Oh man, you gotta grow up, bro.
That's what I've been saying.
You have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Ah, Jesus.
I know. I don't know what she. I don't know why she's sticking around.
I had
honestly.
a friend.
a giant cock. No.
Yeah, I had a friend. He's a Rastafarian, and he didn't eat. He's like, I don't need no pussy, man. Like
If you didn't do it, I was gonna do it. If you didn't do it, I was for sure gonna do it.
because he said it's he's like it's the forbidden fruit, man. I don't need no pussy, man.
If you could see my eyes, I was waiting for you to not do it because I was gonna jump on it so fast. That's hilarious.
That's what he's. Yeah, he would always say that.
What
He's-
is that a common Jamaican? Like,
It's
or we-
Rastafarians. Like they don't believe in oral sex. Like they don't want. Like they don't even want their women to put their.
Oh, they don't want BJs
No,
either.
no,
their
'cause
their
there's
mouth
a-
is only good for smoking weed.
Yeah, and that's the forbidden fruit, supposedly.
That's
So yeah,
Wait. Why do they not want oral?
it's a forbidden fruit. Like it's like you don't do that. You don't put your mouth on that place.
So it's like when Hasidic Jews lay a sheet over. It's just ritual.
Yeah, it's like a ritual thing. Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Some cultures that's the thing. Like no oral sex.
Well, we're Italian. Italians are notorious for not going.
Well,
down on
yeah. I
women.
mean, I've watched The Sopranos.
Yeah, the mobs- the
We don't
mobs
eat no
is-
pussy.
yeah.
They found out he eat pussy. He was like, oh my god, this faggot's eating pussy. Like,
Carano's whistling to the wheat
I
fields.
know. Like, what
Well, the mobster way of not eat, the reasons why the mobsters didn't eat pussy is because they said if you'll eat pussy, you'll eat anything, including a gun. That was their, which is like the most ridiculous logic ever.
Oh my god, it's one of my favorite activities.
Good for you.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's easy. If you eat pussy, it doesn't matter. if you eat good pussy, if you eat pussy good, it doesn't matter how big your dick is. Because women mostly won't come from penis penetration.
Yeah, dicks are always in like high demand. There's like too much supply of dick, but there's not enough pussy eaters. Pussy eaters are always in demand.
Good pussy eaters.
Good pussy eaters. That's true. Well, I mean, he doesn't even eat it.
Yeah.
That's why he has to be in a relationship, though.
Yeah, you gotta learn how to eat pussy like an old lesbian. That's the goal.
They should teach more classes. Like lesbians should have like a whole. Well, I guess they do on like porno.
A master class.
I learned from like I used to watch Real Sex.
You kind of dress like an old lesbian.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. A hot one though.
What was the woman's name from Real Sex? The doctor.
I don't know. There was
Ruth.
a bunch. Well, Dr. Ruth, and then you have Dr. Joyce, who's also a sex therapist. But
what about Dr. Jordan Peterson?
I don't know Dr. Joyce.
I mean, by gosh, get down there and eat that clam.
I don't know that guy.
He's a Canadian psychology professor.
Okay.
He's got
eat the clam?
He's got a line with a conservative.
He doesn't say that, but it's just.
He's got a very distinct voice.
Eat the clam.
I was using any excuse to do any moderate impression I can do. I'll do it.
There's always different names for a vagina.
What's your favorite name for a vagina?
Man, I like pussy, but it does sound dirty.
But some girls are like, I'd rather you say pussy than vagina.
Vagina sounds very. It sounds very medical.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
what about
like
vulva?
The vulva, but vagina is like everything. Like it's a fucking science
What
experiment.
about tuna canoe?
I've never heard tuna canoe.
I like the moisture oyster.
Moisture oyster? No, I've heard clam.
Arby's with fur?
No. Roast beef curtains?
Yeah,
that's like a type of vagina. But no,
bubble gum by the bum?
Bubble gum? No.
The salmon shoot?
Nah. What the fuck is this? Dude, you guys are like such fat boys, man. What fraternity were you guys in?
The fish hatchery?
Fish hatchery?
We were not in fraternities.
No, you had your own fraternity.
Well, we weren't in fraternities because we didn't need to buy our friends.
You don't have to buy friends for that.
Well, Alex kind of lived like he was at this bizarre life crossroads when he went to college.
Okay.
We went to a private university in Thousand Oaks, but he was going to go to
that's
ASU.
Not buying friends, huh?
He was going to go to ASU and do finance, where he would have became that stereotypical frat boy.
He would have been me on the street again.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. But he didn't.
ASU was party school.
Oh, yeah.
Party Central, yeah.
And now he's never drank, never smoked.
Where'd you go to school?
Calu. Me and him went to the same school. He went to Cal Poly.
Okay. It was slow. Okay.
Yeah. And this is where the 3 business degrees got us, man.
Yeah. Comedy. So you guys are all in finance?
We all did
Mitch
business degrees.
Mitch tried, yeah.
Hated it. That's not fun.
Could never do a corporate job. Absolutely
Yeah, I mean, my friend, I've never done anything other than this, and I worked in education for a bit, but yeah, a lot of my friends, they work corporate jobs and they do all right money wise, but like their quality of life is miserable. Like my friend, he worked in corporate America, and then he became a lawyer, but he was like, when I was working, I was doing like 80, 90 hours a week in the office.
Brutal.
And like, he was like, I see how people just walk out the building.
That's the one thing college
jump
taught
out the
us.
window.
College taught us that we did not want to work in an office. Like, we all got business degrees, and we're like, absolutely do not want to work in. After college, we worked construction for my dad.
Okay.
Like, that's what we did for years because we didn't want to.
You guys worked in waste management?
You pretty much, I know,
right? I know.
There may or may not be mob ties somewhere in our family.
I know. I thought you guys were like New York, New Jersey.
Yeah. Everybody thinks that.
Yeah.
More Cleveland.
More Cleveland.
Yeah,
okay.
our Cleveland. Mainly our families from the Cleveland area, and then they ended up coming out this way.
To
They
California.
pretty much. I mean, we've talked about this before. Our great grandpa, his brother, I believe.
Our great grandpa owned an olive farm in Sicily.
Yeah.
Okay.
The family did.
And one night a mobster tried to shake down my great grandpa at the olive farm. My great grandpa had a shotgun out. The mobster tried to reach for the shotgun.
He shot the mobster.
Killed the mobster.
Okay.
The next day, throw him on a boat to Ellis Island.
Because they were going to murder the whole family
Yeah.
if they didn't.
Okay.
He goes on the boat to Ellis Island, jumps off before Ellis Island because they would have shipped him back because he was wanted for murder.
Okay.
Swims to shore, goes to Cleveland, and now we're triplet
Dude, he
TikTokers.
swam all the way to Cleveland. Wow. I didn't even know that's
He
possible.
said slam to shore.
Walk there, yeah.
Made his way there eventually.
Yeah, somehow
Okay.
he got there. We don't know.
And he
that.
changed his name.
No,
No,
he
he
didn't.
didn't.
Oh, wow.
We kept the family name.
That I don't know.
Because a lot of times people change their names.
Well, he didn't have to necessarily change it because we didn't go through Ellis Island.
Yeah.
So he just
But
kept
he
it.
might have though. Virzi is a street in Sicily.
Okay.
So there, and also Puglisi, a former guest of ours, Rob Puglisi, is a comic. There's an intersection in Sicily where it's Puglisi Road and Virzi Street.
Puglisi.
Yes. Two very Italian names.
And
How
we're
did,
triple TikTokers.
Yeah. How did your ancestors get here?
On a boat. On a boat, man. It was involuntary servitude or whatever they're calling it these days. No, I don't know.
An internship?
Yeah, internship. I don't know. I tell people this a lot. Like, to be black in America, that's why I don't like the term African American, because we are the only group of people who have to associate with a whole continent, and the continent is so massive.
Yeah.
It's 54 countries.
Isn't black like the better phrasing now?
I like black.
Yeah.
I prefer black. I would even I take American Negro over.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
And no one
American Negro. Yeah. I take Negro over African American, because at least Negro comes from negra, which is black.
Yeah.
And then that matriculated through the slur. But for me,
I never got that's interesting. I never
Well,
put that together.
I know there was a streak where probably like 5 years ago it was, if you said like black, you were a racist piece of, like, it had to be African American for everyone.
Well,
and then,
person of color.
But that's
yes.
to me, I feel like that's white people pushing.
oh, absolutely, yeah, no,
100%.
absolutely.
That's the only people saying it.
So for me, because the whole time, everything is to make white people feel comfortable about the shit that they did in their past, and so.
I fucking hate white people, dude. I gotta tell you, I hate what they.
That sounds like
stupid white people.
Microaggressive woman.
You're a
black,
you're a
or
snake.
white woman.
You're
Well, you guys are
fox.
Italian, so you
we're
guys
not even
came-
really-
We're Sicilian.
Yeah,
we're
Sicilian,
half.
so-
we're pretty much half African.
Yeah, well, not half, but
Let's not go that far.
The Moors,
North
but
African. Yeah,
North
there's definitely some
Yeah.
ties.
There's
to
some
North
Moors, like Moors, the Othello people.
Yeah.
the Moors had like not the what the fuck, and that's Shakira, who's from Argentina, whatever the fuck she's from, whatever racist South American country she's from. But yeah, for me, there was this push in like the 80s, 90s to identify as African American, and I'm African American. But as I got older, I realized that it wasn't for me. It's not something that I would want to be called. I would prefer to be called black. I'm black. I tell people I'm black. I think where a lot of times people get mixed up when they say the blacks. When you add a S to something, it becomes something different. When you add the to something, it becomes something different. But I mean, as far as my lineage goes, I did the gene test, and I came back like 80% sub-Saharan African, which is like the West Africa area, which I pretty much knew. But for my family, as far as I go back, is like the 1850s, 40s. So my family was owned by, my mother's side was owned by a really affluent family in Florida. So they really kept really good records. So there's like tax records with my family members listed as their property, which is insane to see.
That is
Yeah.
wild.
So this guy, I can't even think of his name, but he's a general. He was a general for the Confederacy. He owned a bunch of slaves in northern Florida and southern Georgia. He had like a whole area, and then his son ended up being the governor of Florida. So I have like a lot a lot of information that I can look up about these people who are my family. So we don't have their same last name. I think they're Cofield or Caulfield, but we're Whitfields. What is their name? I got to look it up. Okay. But yeah, we don't have their same last name. So a lot of times you hear that black people took their slave owners' names.
Yeah.
In some cases that happened, but also like slave owners was like, I don't give a fuck about like, why would I give you a last name? Go fucking pick that cotton, boy. So what happened is in America, black people chose their own last names when they got free.
Yeah.
So like any last names like Jobs and stuff, or Freeman, or you see a lot of black people who chose the president's name that they knew. So you see a lot of black Jacksons and Washingtons and Jeffersons. That's why you don't see many white Jeffersons or white Jacksons or white Washingtons, because
Polks.
Yeah. And so if you meet a white Washington or you meet a white Jefferson or a white Jackson, they're either from they're English, or they're a white woman that married a black dude.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's what happened, where you see all these like very dominant names in the black community, is because the lineage, and then everyone might not even be related. Those are just people who chose the names because those are the names that they knew throughout history, who we had to learn about.
Well, what do you? Okay,
cool.
Yeah.
There's so much. I know it's like a weird, fucked up thing, but it's like so cool that at least it's recorded and there's some sort of track record.
Yeah, I mean that's as far as you can go back, because there were no other records, and I have the liberty to have access to these, but a lot of my friends they don't know where they are. Like they don't know. Oh, I'm from Gambia. Like they don't know. Like you guys, like, see, my uncle he killed this. You guys have that story.
I say there's a part of me that doesn't want to do the Ancestry.com or 23andMe because I'm like, whatever I know about my family now, it's just gonna get worse if I go into it. Like there's gonna be some shit where I'm gonna make like judgments about like people I know, and it's like, do I really need to know that? Like I don't
want them to have my DNA.
Yeah, they have your DNA somewhere.
I know easily. I know they do, but I would just like. Part of me is just like, yeah, no, you don't need it. Well,
have you ever given blood?
Yeah,
they have your DNA.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
It's not hard to get it.
Well, since we're
about that,
shit. Well, since we're on the topic, I didn't. What do you think? What do you think of Whitey's giving reparation?
Whitey's giving reparations. I don't know if I would articulate it like that. I do feel like black people deserve reparations because we were promised it. And that's the biggest thing. We were promised it. It was something that was promised. And also, a lot of people don't realize this, that slave owners got reparations for every slave that they lost being free. So for each slave that they lost, if you own slaves, you got an average between $150 to $300 per slave that you lost. And some
back then, that's a lot of money. Wow.
And some slave owners were complaining about this because they was like, I could have got like $500 for it. You know, it was that kind of thing. And that's the thing where I feel like every other group of people have received reparations for the things that have happened to them. Japanese people got reparations for the internment camps. Jewish people got reparations for things that happened in the Holocaust to them. We're the only group who haven't received reparations, and we are just as much part of American history as anyone else in the history of American history. Maybe more
integral.
Yeah, because
they helped. They literally helped fuel the economy.
But you know how? Because I was telling Erica about this, my lady. I was like, man, it'd be so great if we didn't have to pay for our maid or our nanny like that. It's just great. It would be great.
That's what we said,
to have somebody exactly. How awesome it would be to be like. I could just get people to work in the fields and like I was just in Florida, and you drive by those areas where those cotton fields are still there, the plantations are still there. You can get married at these plantations now, which is hilarious to me.
Our cousin,
yeah.
South Carolina,
like come get married, and like it's all there. But for me, I feel like it is. I think black people should get reparations. I don't know how you solve it, because we were promised 40 acres and a mule.
I was going to say, what's the adequate?
Here's my thing. I'll play devil's advocate here. I feel like if they decided some certain amount for reparations, and like that would force some like a lot of racist white people to be like, well, then they should never fucking complain again. Like that's my immediate thing. I'm
but I usually don't give a fuck what racist white people
think. No, of course, and no one should.
Well, they're going to complain about anything. They complain about anything. So for me, if you look at what 40 acres and a mule is, so land, America has still so much land that we're not even using. Like if you go to Nebraska or Wyoming or all those places no one wants to live.
I mean, driving to Vegas, there's
just desert. And so if you have 40 acres and a mule, I don't know what that's equivalent to today, but
40 acres in a Tesla.
I was going to say 40 acres. 40 acres is still pretty nice today.
Yeah, but like I would rather take the money. I mean, I guess the land would be great too, but Patrice O'Neal is one of my favorite comics. God rest his soul.
Love Patrice. It's his birthday today.
Today?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We got a poster of him in our apartment.
Okay.
It's also Pearl Harbor's birthday.
Pearl Harbor's?
Yeah.
Yeah, December 7th. Yeah.
So
never forget. When you fucking buying that Hello Kitty shit.
Yeah.
We forget. We let Japanese people off the hook.
We did.
But they were right there with all the bad people.
Oh, I'm sure.
But we did some fucked up shit to them here.
This podcast will get pulled for sure.
Yeah. No,
Japanese people. That's his Kanye moment right here.
no, I'm just saying we forget. I didn't say I hate Japanese people. I love Japanese people.
Been almost 100. Well, 75.
I've had some great times with some Japanese people, and in Japan too. For me, Patrice O'Neill, he articulated it best, where he said that black people shouldn't have to pay federal taxes. Like if that was if that was a thing where I didn't have, I would be happy with that.
Yeah, but then it's like, where
For
do you
how
draw
long?
the line of like what percent?
Oh
like
my-
if you do a
oh my
DNA
God.
test,
Everybody
like,
be
what
doing
percentage?
DNA tests, being like,
And that's another problem where everyone will be like, I'm black, I'm black, I'm
Yeah,
black, I'm black, I'm black.
Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah.
She's black.
Yeah, well, she was
She's
Native
Indian.
American. But yeah, because I look at my daughter. So my daughter, if you do her gene makeup, I'm sorry. So if I look at my daughter, so Erica she did her gene test, and I think she came back like 60% white and like 40% black, or 70% white and 30% black. But she identifies as a black woman. Her dad was identified as a black, her mom's white. But if you do our math, like my daughter is technically like 51% black and 49% white.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. So do you think like you have over 50%, or is it over if you have over 49%? But I have friends that who are light skinned black people, they identify as black, but they have a lot of,
Like Blake Griffin's.
I don't know what Blake Griffin identifies as. He's orange, or he's a freckle. He's just one big freckle. I think that is the problem with reparations, where they don't want people coming out the woodworks trying to claim it. Like it should be a lineage thing. Like for me, I have documents, paperwork.
Yeah.
Here's the people that own my family. Here's Cupid Whitfield listed as property, as whatever this general, I can't think of his name right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have proof of it.
Yeah.
So let's go to that. Let's go down to Florida, and let's go get some acres for you.
Let's go get my 40
Let's go
acres
get
and a
your
mule.
let's go get
Yeah.
your reparations
Yeah.
for you.
I found that guy's grave in Florida. It's there. It's because
Really?
because he's a Confederate
General.
General.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. And I pissed on it.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean, I think that
What about like a paint swatch method, where it's like shades of?
no, because shades. I mean, black people aren't homogeneous. We're different. We're not monolithic.
There are some Dominicans that
there might also be a lot of people doing like that bodybuilding thing where they get super fucking tan.
I mean,
and then-
you go to but if you go to Dominican Republic, there's a lot of like self-hatred there, where they are so racist that no one wants to be black, but they're black. Like, I had this dude, he was darker than me, and he was like, my nigga, I know black. You know what I'm like, yes, you are. Your boat just went to the Spanish.
Well, I will say most other cultures do not want to be other cultures. Like, Japanese people do not want to be mixed up with Chinese or Koreans.
Well,
Any Mexican doesn't want to be mixed up with anybody below them.
Japanese people have a history of violence
Sorry.
towards
Oh,
those
yeah.
other Asian
There's-
countries.
Oh, yeah.
So I learned a lot when I went. I mean, they were historically like even before they got involved with us, they would go to Korea and China and just capture people and use them as live action training.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even Nanking alone,
Yeah.
that is ridiculous.
Sorry, just
Yeah.
shoot it back. But
Now, is this what you talk about when you host at the Improv?
I get into some history. So my comedy is kind of like a TED Talk with
jokes.
TED Talk cupcake with dick choke sprinkles. That's what
we
it is,
don't.
yeah.
We're not history guys.
Yeah, I can tell. What do you guys talk? So how do you guys write jokes?
It's kind of a collaborative effort. It's like usually we'll do it individually, and then you kind of do like a writer's room type of thing.
There's two. We're in between styles right now.
Okay, there's two styles of
triplet comedy.
Well, for us starting out, it was much easier to have it scripted and everything we were doing. Like
a vaudeville act.
It came off very vaudeville.
In the very beginning.
But in the beginning, it was better to clean. We did AGT, so we had cleaner stuff. It was more like I say something, he says something, you say something, and it's more like this is clearly the act. You are clearly the audience. Do not change that.
Yeah.
That's what it was for a while. Now it's morphed more into like, okay, there's some material, but like our purest form is just us actually bantering and talking with each other.
So we kind of describe it as like, now it's like Like it's not like he has a line, whatever. Like he says set up, punchline, tag, whatever. It's like if somebody picks a topic of like, oh, we're talking about our parents, like everybody knows where the jokes are going.
Okay.
But nobody has like set lines.
I got you.
Yeah. How we get there is however we get there, we'll find a way, and we know at some point we'll have to hit one of these jokes. But
if one of us has a punchline and the other two are tagging it,
and you all do not do comedy outside of the unit.
No,
Just, like individually,
Yeah.
rarely. If
Rarely
we test
that
jokes, maybe, but for the most part, it's its own dynamic where it's like, cool, you can go do that, but then it's like it's almost developing. I don't want to say bad habits, but if you're telling too much of a story or monologuing too much, then people get distracted because they're like, why are they not talking?
All right.
It's
for
a weird.
for open mics. It can work just to like test the joke out and like see tags. Like that just makes it easier, I guess.
Whose idea was to do comedy?
Mine?
I
did it by myself initially, and then they tagged along. They're
Awful.
like, "Wow, you're crushing it right now. You're going to be the next Sebastian or whoever
Okay.
the fuck." And they're like, "We want to tag it," and then they made it worse actually. So
I mean, again, pretty much halfway through college, we were all like, man, this fucking sucks.
Because you don't want to do business.
And we were literally just like,
Yeah.
well, let's try and do something like that. And
well,
then
we were child actors too, so we used
Oh.
to do a lot of that shit.
commercials,
So, commercials.
mainly. Nothing crazy.
as the same person, and they
Sometimes
just
it's
flip you
both.
guys in.
Yeah,
Okay.
they'd rotate, and then sometimes we do gigs together.
Have you guys done like? Do you guys do like triplet conferences? And is it? enough-
like twin meetups.
yeah. Is it enough triplets where you could do like a?
Unfortunately, not.
There
really.
is a triplet conference.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird. I looked it up one year. There's a triplet conference. I swear to God, they end every triplet the whole weekend with a triplet parade.
Okay.
It just seems really
Because it's rare to have identical triplets.
Yeah.
Is it the rarest of the multiples?
well, identical quadruplets would probably be rare.
Well, I guess.
Yeah.
As you get, the higher you get.
I actually think it's not. Quadruplets is not as rare as triplets because in quadruplets the egg just splits twice, but in triplets it's the egg splits twice, but then one gets absorbed.
I'm not a fucking doctor. I don't know.
Neither do
so
I.
I
didn't think we
so
were
I-
gonna have medical questions.
No.
on this.
I mean, it's interesting. You don't usually meet three people with the same face. I worked at a summer camp and there were triplets there, and two of the older brothers, they weren't identical. They looked alike, and then there was one brother. He was tinier than everybody else because they ate all his food.
Cashew. Sean's got a cashew.
Alex eats it.
Is that how you guys? Was that?
That's usually that would be
Is
something.
that like how you guys do your act?
That's ideally how it is, where
Okay.
someone says something impromptu, and then the other one hopefully can be quick enough to.
That's funny though. Have you ever said that before?
not on stage. No.
We have other jokes.
Okay.
I mean,
hope so.
it comes up. It comes up like that.
We're like a basketball team that's played together for a very long time.
All right, so
we all have that chemistry. We
we
kind
do
of
have to
know.
play sometime. I'm excited to play with you.
Yeah, I want to see you.
I'm not gonna lie. I got a feeling we'd run you off the court.
Nah, man. Nah.
No, physically run you off.
Nah,
the
man.
court.
I'm pretty good.
We're
I'm all right. I'm
we're
pretty
little
innocent.
Energizer bunnies.
Well, I can tell.
Yeah.
It's more that we just a couple games fine, but once you start getting into 5 or 6, we don't stop. It's
Who's that dude on the Pelicans who will like hide in the corner and then steal it?
Jose something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of we're like
Alvarez,
three
I
of those
think.
guys.
Alvarez. Yeah.
Like you just
Nats.
hate to play with them if you're against them, but love to be on their team with them.
Yeah.
That's how we are.
I used to say that about Patrick Beverly, but he sucks this year.
It
terrible.
does suck.
He's the worst player in the NBA statistically.
He's defense. But here's the thing: Patrick Beverly, he's a dog. Like he goes in there and just causes
He's
chaos.
not even doing that now. Like usually, if you cause
He shoved
chaos,
the one guy. He shoved
Yeah.
the one guy down the
Ugh.
Suns. But yeah, no, I
You guys,
agree.
are y'all Laker fans?
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Not
I'm
so
not-
much anymore.
I just kind of I like players more than.
Who's your favorite player right now?
I mean, John Morant's pretty sick. He's a fucking animal. Luka's great.
Lucas great.
Dude, Bol. I've been watching a lot of Bol clips lately.
Bol.
Bol. Have you seen him?
Oh yeah. I know
Oh, he's
Bol.
a beast. Yeah, they've been talking about him and they've been comparing him and Victor Wembanyama, who's like supposed to be the number
'cause
one
he's-
prospect
he's-
coming out.
He's great. I mean, Victor's a little bit more skilled than Bol is.
Yeah,
but,
sure. Yeah, well, this is Bol's first year, like actually.
Playing. All right.
Yeah.
I've always asked this question to people. Who's your starting lineup of American white guys in the NBA?
Ooh.
John
All-
Stockton.
all time.
Stockton, Bird.
So we got the point guard. You got a small forward. So you need a power forward, a center, and a shooting guard.
Center, probably go with Bill Walton.
I thought you were going to say Bill Russell. I was like, not quite.
Shooting guard.
Pretty much anybody on the Celtics winning team except for Parrish.
Yeah, Kevin McHale. You can
All right, that's your
throw in
4.
there.
Okay.
McHale's a
Who are we
4.
missing? Shooting guard?
You need a shooting guard.
Walton's your 5. Who's a great shooting guard? A white shooting guard.
I mean, Luke. I'd throw Luke on there. He could play shooting
No, he's not
guard.
American.
He's
though.
not American.
White
White American
guy.
guy. White shooting guard. That's an interesting one.
It's
The only thing I
it's an
think of-
obvious one, but you're missing it.
Yeah, I must be missing.
I'm going down my top 10.
The one that popped in mind was J.J. Redick, but that's just because he's
No,
white.
you're missing the main one, the logo.
Oh, West.
Jerry West.
Jerry West,
that's
yeah.
right. Sorry, that was too far back.
No.
I was going through my top 75. I'm like, okay, we're in the top 20. I'm trying to keep
Yeah. It's so funny. I asked this question a lot, and my friend one time he was like, "Okay, Jason Kidd at the point," and I was like, "Jason Kidd is mixed." He goes, "Well, they didn't mix it that hard," and I because
No.
his whole career he thought Jason Kidd.
You can't.
was
Jason
white.
Kidd's not the. You got to go
Stockton's the
Oh,
best
for point guard,
of all time.
for sure.
I don't know if he's the best point guard all the time. Magic Johnson's pretty good.
Sorry, you're right. Yeah.
Magic,
Isaiah Thomas
yes.
is really good too.
Isaiah's great.
Isaiah's very underrated.
I'd take Isaiah over most people that aren't named Magic Johnson, but I'm also a Pistons homer. So
Well, somebody was talking
I
about.
almost put Lampier on there.
I was watching a video.
Scotty,
That was somebody describing that no one can appreciate Isaiah's greatness because they were talking about going against Michael Jordan.
he beat Michael Jordan.
Yes.
except for one time.
Yeah, he's the only one that's beaten Michael Jordan like 3 out of 4
He beat
times.
Michael. He beat Magic. He
beat
beat Larry
Magic,
Bird.
yeah.
He beat all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he didn't have another top 75 dude on his
That's
team.
what they said. We might have seen the same video, but yeah, they said Rodman later, but like Isaiah beat
Rodman
them.
wasn't.
Rodman doesn't contribute on offense,
He wasn't top
really.
50. So like Isaiah's the only guy that won a championship without another top 50 guy on his team.
Yeah.
Back with the top 50. I mean, Joe Dumars was great. He won MVP of one of the finals, but he wasn't. He's not Scottie Pippen. He's
not all time.
No, he's everybody else. You almost need 2 guys to win a championship.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Or,
definitely.
or except for the 2004 Pistons, who had 5 guys that were just magical.
dogs, man.
Yeah, 5 dogs.
That's what you need. That's like the perfect team.
Yeah, they were the perfect team.
Ben's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Ben's a beast.
Yeah, Rashid will be a Hall of Famer. Chauncey will be a Hall of Famer. Rick
Rip,
Hamilton will be a Hall of Famer.
Probably. Yeah.
Chauncey
Who's
is
who's the fifth on the lineup?
Tayshaun
Prince.
Oh,
I don't think
yeah.
Tayshaun will be.
He
a
won't
Hall
make
of
the
Famer.
Hall.
No, he's
No.
not gonna make the Hall.
But I mean, Rip makes it in because it's a basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So they will factor in his college stuff. And Rashid is just one of the most skilled big men to ever play a game.
What do you think white people and black people can agree upon? Universally.
Universally, that shit stinks, I guess. That's one thing we can all agree. That shit stinks.
Okay.
Metaphorically and literally. I don't know. I feel like if we start to recognize our similarities, and things would be a lot better. But I mean, there's no answer.
Oh, I was gonna say that white bitches are crazy.
I think all bitches are crazy, but that's just me.
Agreed. Agreed. Which is why you got a daughter.
Yeah,
That's always
yeah,
what
yeah.
happens.
No, I wouldn't. I don't know if my daughter's a bitch, but sometimes. Like,
Yet? No, I get it.
yeah.
Do you have any tips for being a girl dad?
Being a dad is hard as it is. I mean, I kind of wanted a girl. I lost my mom in 2020, and then 3 months later we found out we were pregnant. We were not trying to get pregnant. We were trying, but we weren't really trying. And I kind of figured that it was going to be a girl because our due date was like a year after my mom had passed away, like almost to the date.
Mm-hmm.
So we named my daughter after my mother. And then I found out that my mother's name meant. Her name's Jamie, so it meant to be replaced after death, and that was like really freaky.
wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
So for me, it was always a special thing. I always kind of wanted to be a girl dad. I always wanted to have my daughter because I never wanted to be one of those dudes that was like obsessed with my son.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at my son's dick. Yeah, it's a
trying-
cashew, right?
Trying to live vicariously through your son.
Yeah. So for me, Chris Rock was like, my job as a dad to keep my daughter off the pole. But my job, I feel like as a father, is to, make sure that she's highly educated and can make the right choices, that she doesn't get pregnant as a teenager, because that sucks. I seen a lot of people do that. And also, I never want her to be on any stage as a rap or like if she's not performing, like I never wanted my daughter to be a girl to like come on to the stage and shake your ass. Like I never want her to be that. I don't mind if she is a stripper or she does. Okay. I don't want her to be shit, because I was at a concert once and this girl's like, come on stage, y'all want y'all to shake y'all little pussies. And I was like, no. I was like, this is what I don't want my daughter. I don't want her to be this. I don't want her to be this. So yeah.
I'm terrified that if I'm a girl dad, that my daughter would be like some IG thought.
Yeah.
I'm terrified of that happening.
I wonder where she would get such vain tendencies from. I wonder where that would come from.
I'm just scared that because it's so easy now, where if you're attractive or whatever, that option to do OnlyFans and Instagram and TikTok and all this stuff is not going away.
No, it's not. It's going to get worse. My dad.
It's going to get way worse.
My dad was like, "Man, all this stuff on Instagram is like softcore porn."
Yes, yeah. Legitimately is.
And he was like, "It's just," because I think probably comes from that old school where like porn was taboo. So I feel like I do miss some of that kind of taboo stuff in it. And but yeah, I looked at, you look at your feed and was like, I'm like, sometimes it's just ridiculous. Like can I see more basketball, please? Yeah. Like not more basketball shaped like. Asses shaped like basketball.
Well, your dad's a prude.
Yeah, he's not.
Well, his time was like porn was like the Sears catalog. Well, that was like what they beat
or the Sears catalog. I mean, he had his Black Cherry magazines and stuff like that I found.
Well, it wasn't so accessible. Like it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. You had to it was in a store. It was in the back room or someplace.
You had to seek it out.
You had to go out. You had to find it. Now it's just like everywhere. And some of the stuff on Instagram. They used to allow like nudity and shit on there and porn and shit.
I mean, they pretty much do. I've seen some of the pictures.
Yeah. Twitter is just out there.
Twitter's wild.
Twitter has no censorship now, but
free speech.
It is.
Now they're allowing long form videos too.
Yeah, long form videos and like people. I mean, but if people want to make money on OnlyFans, if girls want to do that, I mean, more power to them. Like
I get it.
I would. I mean,
I just don't want it in my face all the time.
Yeah,
because I get it like on every feed. But like the algorithms will just pump it in there. Like regardless, they know that like that's the top thing that.
But I know if I was a girl right now, I'd do it OnlyFans if I could do it.
Oh man, you can sell pictures of your feet and stuff for guys will pay thousands. Collectively thousands of dollars.
I've considered doing it for my butt for quite some time.
We've had a lot of homosexual gentlemen have reached out to us.
Yeah, for real. Like
or a fetish.
Yes. Yeah, because you are a fetish. Have you guys had girls fetishize you before?
Yeah. A lot of older women on the road will they're like, can I do all three at the same time? We're like, no.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's not what I want. I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. You fucking go back to your husband.
Yeah. Go back to your husband. Well, he's gonna be there. He wants to watch.
He's gonna be watching. Yeah.
I mean, dude, I mean, you've been on the road. I'm sure you've had a couple instances where like,
it gets wild out there on the roads when you go to those Midwest towns or like Northeast Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, in Appleton, Wisconsin, we were with Willie Mack, and there was a couple that wanted Willie to hook up with the wife.
That's just
he didn't do it, but
yeah, that one I would never do that, man. I'm not gonna fucking be your fucking Mandingo buck. Get the fuck out of my face.
It's just wild. Like on top of that, it's just like you're an object.
Yeah,
they literally like you're an object at that point.
How we make women feel every day.
I treat them well. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the road is always okay. The road always like there's always just filth to be found on the road. Like that's the one thing. It's like it's fun, but like you have to like.
It's not as glamorous as people make it seem.
It really is not.
It's living in hotels and like not knowing what city you are in, and you gotta like go around. Let me try to find something local so I can bring it up on the stage to get these motherfuckers to like me.
Yep.
It's just so much that a lot of people don't realize, but they see you doing shit. They're like, oh my god!
It's literally half hotel room and then half like research / finding food,
traveling, and then just being. You don't sleep well.
Nope. You guys got TSA pre-check?
Thank God.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's the greatest thing in the world.
You got clear?
We not clear.
Okay, because you guys don't want the fucking eyeball thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, we just pre-check was
pre-check's been great.
Yeah.
We just
what is clear to? That's
so clear. You don't need your ID, so you just put your fingerprint and you scan your eyeballs.
That's too much.
Yeah.
Anything. We're kind of boomers at the end of the day.
You would never go to Disney World then.
Oh, is that what they're doing now?
They take your fingerprint at Disney World now.
Oh, well, that I can understand because like there's dudes out there that are creeps and trying to.
What
at Disney World or Disneyland?
Disney World. I think.
Okay, because I went to Disneyland and I don't remember. They take a picture.
When the last time you been there?
a month and a half ago.
Okay, well, Disney World they do because it's multiple parks.
Yeah.
So if you lose your card, it's not even for creeps. It's for multiple parks. So you have a card. So they tie your card to your fingerprint. So if you lose your card, you could be like, "Oh, here's my fingerprint." They'll give you another card, so no one else could use your card.
I mean, that makes sense, but it's also
I don't like that either.
I don't like it one bit.
But it was all these fucking like anti-vaxxer people like I don't want to get a vax because it's tracking me. And they're like, I'll give my fingerprint to Disney World. I want to see the Epcot Center.
Yeah,
you
they
know?
can market it conveniently enough.
Yeah,
that they don't give
that's
a shit.
anything.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all fucking being watched. It's okay.
That's true.
And listen to
Yeah.
our phones.
Yeah.
I've
And our
been-
podcast.
Yep, there you go.
Yep. That is.
That went by fast.
That was
quick.
fast.
Yeah, it was quick.
We learned a lot about culture
Mm-hmm.
and
Which we don't say. We don't usually learn, so that's great. We learned a lot.
Oh yeah, I try to do that, man.
Live, laugh, learn.
Live,
Make
laugh,
pubes
learn.
great again.
Yeah, make pubes great again.
Do you want to plug? Feel free to plug any show, any
Social media?
Oh yeah, my name is Mateen Stewart. I'm Mateen Stewart across the board. You can find me at Mateen Stewart on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Make sure you come to the Improv. We're there every Sunday, 9:15, late for work Sundays. Yeah.
Mateen is spelled Mateen.
Yeah, and Stewart.
Yes, Mateen Stewart. Give him a follow. We are done with shows, at least for the end of the year. Tour-wise, the tour is lava is over. So please subscribe across the board. Virzi Triplets on everything.
Clips coming out hot.
We got
Just
plenty
edited
of
a bunch
stand-up
them.
clips from the road. Plenty of new shorts, new stand-up clips. We're gonna have like 2 to 5 minute stand-up clips as well as shorts coming out as well
on YouTube's.
On YouTube's as well, any other platform. Thank you guys so much for listening. Follow Mateen. Later.
Later, Gator.